but we don't even know if Charlie is his real name. But he starts writing the letters because he's afraid of going to his freshman year alone. And
I know, she's in pain, but her
because
mouth's sore.
his
She's
best and
alright,
only
take
friend,
her.
You can, okay.
Michael, had
she'll-
recently committed
no problem.
suicide. And at school, Charlie wasn't really noticed, and he was kind of invisible, but he always noticed everything, but he always kept quiet about it. And he makes like best friends with his English teacher, Bill, and he teaches Charlie, like, he gives him good advice, and he tells Charlie to participate more, and Charlie ends up doing so. And to participate, he goes to one of the school football games where he talks to Patrick, and he's kind of like the class clown, and he's in his workshop class, and Patrick has a stepsister, Sam, and they end up becoming best friends, and together they discover like the world of like drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. And he like during the end of at the end of the book, his aunt Helen was his favorite person, but he doesn't really remember what his aunt Helen did to him. She's dead, by the way. But every day he would visit her grave. But like when Sam and Patrick are seniors, and when they end up graduating college and moving away, Charlie's all alone again, and he like starts to realize, like, he remembers what his Aunt Helen did to him, and she did things to him, and he gets like really like, and before harming himself, he is placed in a mental hospital, and then over the summer, he stays in that hospital, and Sam and Patrick come to visit a couple times, and he continues writing to the stranger, and in his last letter, he states, like, when he gets out of the hospital, in his last letter, he says how he's going to start trying to participate more in life and trying to be more normal. And I kind of wrote the epilogue for him. And in this letter, it says, he says he knows, he said he wasn't going to write anymore, but he just wanted to like check in with the stranger. And this is when he is a senior, and he basically tells us, the readers, the stranger, how he's been doing, and how his sophomore and junior year have been, and how he has gotten so many more friends, and how he doesn't need to take any more medication because he used to see stuff because of what happened with his Aunt Helen. And in this letter, he says Sam and Patrick like come to visit, and he has a girlfriend, and they all meet, like with all his new friends, and they all meet, and they all have a really good time. And in this letter, he talks about how Christmas was and what he's going to do for New Year's. And by this time, Sam and Patrick have already gone home. In this one, he says how he's thinking about marrying his girlfriend and like finally getting his life on. And then in the last one, he says how he proposed after his graduation, and now he feels that he's going to like finally get his life together. And can I open Instagram?
Mm-hmm. All right, so take the TV remote and hit the input button, and go to HDMI 3 and hit OK. And now the shiny mouse that's up there that I brought up to you, that should be the one that's controlling my computer. Is it working? All right, and you're at 4 minutes and 48 seconds right now. Let me know when you're ready to go.
in this post, he just took a picture of how he's writing to the stranger again, and he says, "I'm currently writing a letter to my friend. It's been a while." And in this picture, he just says he knows he wasn't going to be writing anymore because he's going to try to participate, but how he loved writing those letters. But he says he's still participating. That's why he made this Instagram to try. And there's his girlfriend. And he also joined wrestling practice because he was also a good fighter, and it helps him control his anger. And he joined after-school choir to make more friends. And this is Sam and Patrick, and this is when they came back to visit him. And this is just them meeting up and And then this is Clara made Charlie practice in bed, and then this is Charlie in graduation, and then proposing.
Okay, that's time.
And she said yes.
All right, nice job. All right, questions.
So when he writes the letters, is Charlie the anonymous one or is the friend?
Charlie's
Did you take out the whole, like, Clara part and him, like,
Yeah, that was the
being
other one.
making friends and stuff?
Yeah, that was the other
You made that up?
Wait, no, I didn't hear what you said. What did you ask?
I
If-
asked if she made up the whole, like, graduating, making friends, Clara part.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Hold on.
I have a question while Jill's trying to think of it. Did you see the movie?
Yeah.
It's the best movie ever.
How was the book different than the movie?
Well, this is kind of a spoiler, but in the book, Sam and Charlie they don't kiss at the end, and they don't Sam doesn't want Charlie to like her in like the dating way, but in the movie, they end up kissing and liking each other.
Yes, they do.
Jason,
All right. I have another question. If Jill hasn't thought of hers yet,
It was a good question.
it'll come to you. All right. On the same, because I have an interesting story about the movie. Okay. When the movie was out, my daughter wanted to see it. She had not read the book, but all her friends were talking about wanting to see it. And at the time, she was a sophomore in high school. And so I coach starting in November until almost the summer. I'm coaching full-time on basketball full-time, and then I move right into softball. So it's a very busy 6 months. So I remember it was like I hadn't had time to spend with my family or anything like that. And my wife said, "We're going to go see this movie called Perks of Being a Wallflower." And I'm like, what's it about? And she's like, "I don't know, something about high school." And I'm like, all right, sounds dumb. But we'll go, because it was going to be me, my wife, and my 2 daughters. And my son had no interest in going to see the movie. So I went to the movie, had no idea at all what the movie was about, none whatsoever. And the whole movie, I just sat there with my mouth open. It is literally in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. It was one of the best experiences of my life, going with no preconceived notions at all and just being blown away by the movie. I thought it was amazing. So my question is this. So the book, I haven't read the book yet. So it's just a series of letters, right?
Yeah.
So why do you think they made it in a movie? Like, what was it about it? Because that would seem weird to make a series of letters into a movie. What do you think? Why do you think it ended up going that way?
To me, it kind of kids are like, I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes they all have groups, and Charlie was kind of like the outcast, and a lot of kids can relate to Charlie in a way, and I think they made it into a movie for people who don't want to read or whatever. They can see what it's like, get tips on how to make friends and stuff, and just not be alone all the time.
you think of it yet, Jill?
No. Watch, I'm gonna like get off the bus, walking to my house. I'm gonna remember.
Okay.
These are actually really nice. Did you like the book?
I like the book way better.
You like the book way better? All right, I gotta read it. It's really short, right? It's not very long. Yeah, I gotta read it. My daughter went out and bought it the next day. Actually, we had to wait. She tried to buy it the next day, but because the movie came out, everybody was snapping the book up. So I just haven't gotten around to reading it. I gotta read it. I'm gonna do it. By the time we come back next week, I'm gonna have read the book. Okay? All right. Excellent job. Good work.